Things we saw, we love. Kevin, you're up first. Another classic from Joe Judge.
Oh, one of the greatest minds in American sports, Joe Judge, did not have a slip and slide yesterday, nor was he taping tennis balls to his linemen's hands to reduce holding penalties. He didn't like what he saw and started practice all the way over like a theater director. It was like whiplash. From the top, Joe Judge, do it again. Joe Judge.
I love it. Brandon, you love Deshaun Watson taking a bench break.
Oh, I love D. Man, this guy can play some ball. He dropped back and he looked for D Hop and he wasn't there. So what does he do? He takes off and he has his seat. And these guys just talk about what? Oh, our money. This is $600 million collectively sitting on the bench. Thursday night football. I love this for America, showing two different guys from different teams coming together. Can't we all just get along?
All right, moving on. Nick, a timely tweet from D-Hop caught your eye?
Yeah, I'll tell you where D-Hop was when Deshaun was looking for him. Sitting at Cliff Kingsbury's palatial estate looking like the house out of Parasite, thumbing out a tweet, mocking his former team. Grateful. Hashtag friend goals. I think he left out because he was obviously sitting with Kingsbury when he sent it. Like, should I send the tweet? Had a few cocktails? Go ahead and send it. Send it, D-Hop. So this is a little extra salt in the wounds of my friends in Houston. Rough year. The Astros underperforming. The Rockets about to get eliminated by the Lakers. And the Texans, now to be fair to the Texans, they didn't allow a 51-0 run in last night's game. Instead, it was a 31-0 run that DeAndre got to watch from afar instead of being on the field for, Jenna.
Running the right way.
Well, what is the one thing we worry about when an NFL team wins the Super Bowl? We've talked about it all day, the dreaded hangover. And what are the telltale signs of a hangover? I mean, I've never had one, but when I Google it, a little slower to get up in the morning. You don't really want to get dressed. You wear your pajamas. You got your robe on all the time. You're wearing your slippers, maybe a security blanket like a teddy bear. Oh, McCole Hardman from the Chiefs walking into the game last night, proving my point. I already started texting Ket, our executive producer. This is what I'm doing. Hangover, throw it in Nick's face. And then the Chiefs go out and they roll over the Texans. And once again, I got to fall on my sword. To that, I say, Nick, perhaps I stand corrected on the hangover a bit. What is he wearing? Come on. Dress like you want the job. Time now for drawing a blank. Patrick Mahomes threw for 3 touchdowns in the Chiefs' season-opening win last night over the Texans. Pretty much more the same from the Chiefs' offense. That'll happen when you basically bring back the same team that won a Super Bowl last year. Brandon, the best performance from last night's Texans-Chiefs game was blank.
I hate to do this because we have Nick Wright on the show, but this is dangerous for all of the NFL. Kelechi Osemele, the left guard, a few years ago, he was one of the best guards, if not the best guard in the NFL. If this guy can get going to where he was a couple of years ago, this is dangerous because a lot of people are talking about this running back, but it was this guy opening up for him. So Kelechi, great job last night, brother.
Listen, I'd love to say Patrick Mahomes, but 3 touchdowns, no picks, a 120 passer rating, and 75% completions. It's like a B- game for him. So I can't say Mahomes. I'm going to say Tyreek Hill. And you might say, wait, Tyreek had like 50 yards and only 1 touchdown. Best performance, I'm kind of tweaking it a bit, most impactful, because everything was opened up for the Chiefs throughout the night because the Texans were so fundamentally terrified of Tyreek Hill. When Demarcus Robinson should have had that 45-yard touchdown catch, why was he open? Tyreek Hill pulled the safety away. A lot of those holes for Clyde Edwards-Helaire, why are they in the light box? Because you have to have a safety over Tyreek Hill. Travis Kelce, tough to double him because you're doubling Tyreek Hill. I thought Tyreek Hill, without having a huge statistical game wilds, had a massive impact on last night's game. Almost every snap he was on the field.
Jenna, you know that Saturday Night Live sketch Debbie Downer, where it's like everyone's having a good time, and I think it's Rachel Dratch.
Yeah.
She's like, meh, plays that tuba. That's what I got to be for Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. I think he had a great game. I think he pole vaulted himself into the #1 position for Rookie of the Year. But at the same time, he had 3 drives stopped at the 2, the 1, and the 5. So Debbie Downer, you could have had 4 touchdowns. You could have 4 touchdowns. You only had 1.
You can do it all day. Tom Brady, the underdog Tom Brady, and the Bucs set to take on Drew Brees and the Saints Sunday at 4. It's America's Game of the Week. It's on Fox. It is must-see television. Brandon, the game that'll keep you glued to your TV on Sunday is blank.
Well, it's this one, but I already said that in the last segment, so let me spice it up a little bit. I'm looking at the Dolphins at the Patriots. I'm excited not about Cam, but I'm excited about watching Josh McDaniels dial it up. I want to see how he uses Cam Newton. Will Cam Newton be under center? Will he be in the shotgun? Will he be running zone read? Will he be running play action? Will you utilize him as a running back? I'm excited to see Mr. Boy Wonder, Josh McDaniels, dial it up.
I'm with Brandon. I think everyone kind of agrees Bucs Saints is probably the biggest game of the week. So aside from that, I'm going to go Cowboys Rams Sunday Night Football, because a lot of my preseason predictions rely on these 2 things: the Cowboys being awesome and the Rams stinking. So if the Rams end up beating the Cowboys, I'm going to feel like already I'm going to be in a bit of disarray. I expect the Cowboys to come out and look like a very well-coached team for the first time in years. I think Dak's going to be excellent. And the Rams, I think they got big trouble ahead because they paid their quarterback, who's about the 17th best quarterback in football, like he's the best quarterback in football, and they've had to rip their team down because of that, Wilds.
Yeah, so it's obviously Bucs Saints is going to rate out of control. But also, Jenna, glued to your TV is not only the question here for this segment, it's also a new Joe Judge drill that he's going to debut later this week to help with run blocking. 2 flat screens glued to your hands that he has to push. It's a good training technique.
I am so entertained by you, Kevin Wildes. Let's talk Lamar Jackson, the reigning MVP, set to open his encore presentation Sunday against the Cleveland Browns. Peyton Manning was the last player to go back-to-back. Brandon, the player you're most excited to watch on Sunday is blank.
This may not be a sexy pick, but I'm going to go down in the Carolinas. Teddy Bridgewater. Super excited to watch this guy. What did he do last year when he got in there in New Orleans? 5-0. Before he was hurt, and when he was leading the Vikings, this was a premier quarterback on his way to being a premier quarterback. So I'm excited about Teddy getting his opportunity to lead another team. This could be an interesting team to watch throughout the entire season.
I am finding out every time we talk about a random team that I think Brandon and I might disagree about every team in the league. He just said that the Panthers might be an interesting team to watch. Yeah, to figure out if they get the #1 pick of the draft. I mean, that part will be interesting. That's neither here nor there. All right, I want to see Aaron Rodgers, because a really interesting thing has happened over the last few years. Aaron Rodgers, who the analytical community 5 years ago would have told you, don't care about the lack of Super Bowl rings, he's the best quarterback ever. He's better than Brady, he's better than Manning. That's what the smart numbers people were saying about him. Those same smart numbers people are saying the last 2 years, he's been an average quarterback. 13-3, don't care. His play was league average. That's what the smart numbers say. My heart doesn't want to believe that. My head believes the numbers. Massive year for Rodgers because of the Jordan Love pick, and they came so close last year. I'm really excited to see what level of player he still is, Wilds.
Jenna, I've got 2 answers here, and they both involve a Cam Newton jersey. The first is to see Cam Newton put on his own Cam Newton jersey. The second, and Nick, I know you're bigger on Twitter than Instagram, when you're going to Instagram the picture of the Cam Newton jersey I bought you while you're watching Patriots-Dolphins. I don't know if you're going to take one picture or one of those ones where I have like multiple scrolls with different angles, a wide shot,
the swipe,
tight shot. So just let me know. Tag me on it.
I checked. You know, it's Wilds. I can do that because it's so crazy. I checked yesterday the Goodwill store on 135th and 5th in Harlem that I dropped it off at. It's still there. So I could go back. I could buy it. I think it's like $6. I could go back and get it or maybe pose in the store with it. I'm not sure how.
Are we going to do this all year?